Welcome to your weekend focus, March the 26th and the 27th, 2022. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all the love, all the support, all the beautiful energy you send me each and every day. I send it right back to you. We start with the 26 energy today. 26 energy is a really good time to develop your powers of expression. Study something, a new language, take a class in order to broaden your horizons and enhance your experiences going forward. Also, good messages or good news messages can definitely come in under 26 energy. 2 plus 6 is an 8. So it's about embracing our strength. It's about embracing our courage. It's about walking with integrity in order to go forward and utilizing our strength and our courage and our integrity to move us in the direction that we want. So no white lies under the 8 energy. Absolutely not. Don't stretch the truth in any ways. It'll come back to haunt you. Keep your integrity intact. Then we have the 27 energy. Now that's a very fertile energy. That's a very promising energy. Things are blooming under that kind of energy. Things are growing. Relationships, because of the growing and growing isn't always an easy process. Remember, growing can hurt. But when we grow in our relationships, especially, we deepen those relationships. We understand, we get clarity, we get inner knowledge that we didn't possess before we had those conversations, before we went through that experience, that situation together. The daily energy is an 18, I believe. I think it's a 17. March 26th. It's a 17 for the Saturday. It's an 18 for the Sunday. And the 17 energy, we still end up with the 8, right? 1 plus 7, but we get to it through different energies. Now the 17 energy is making the impossible possible. So maybe if we decide to broaden our horizons in some way, study something, research something, that we get this flash of insight. And we know how we can go forward when we thought it was impossible just moments before. We see the way, we understand the clarity that we can make the impossible possible. Now, Sunday we have the 27. 2 plus 7 is a 9. So 9 is all about completion, tying up loose ends, healing. But if we do the numerology of the day, it's an 18. And that's about our inner emotion, our inner self. So where you want to express your powers of expression, now you can. If you've worked on it the day before, now you can shine from the inside, from your heart center out. And there is actually a research, I think it was in Germany. And our chests release, I think it's like 18 to 20 photons of light per second, per minute. Maybe it's per minute. So there is light that comes from our heart center. It's been scientifically proven. But when we start thinking in a positive manner, in a compassionate manner, one with empathy, one with love, one with generosity, one with a positive emotion attached to it, it increases by like 20,000 photons per light photons per minute. It's just an astounding experiment that I found it astounding to find out that we truly do have light coming from within. And so the 18 energy is about letting that light out, your self-expression, the beauty of who you are, your talents and abilities, to grab onto a liberation, a freedom, a sense of feeling free and wild and being able to accomplish anything because you know you've got what it takes. You know you're deserving of it. The 18 energy wakes us up to that. And 1 plus 8 is a 9 once again. So maybe it is dealing with something emotionally for ourselves, letting go of a false truth. Somebody's opinion once of who we were and where we should be going in life, and it was only their opinion. It wasn't their truth. It wasn't your truth. But you took it as truth as the time. And becoming aware of, somebody who always berates you or always makes you feel like you're less than. And there's a lot of people like that out in the world, those energy vampires. Those people who want to feel more superior and will use manipulation to do it. The narcissist behaviors and if you're a beautiful soul, yes, you've been tricked by them. Yes. So this is the kind of energy where you can look within and know the truth about yourself and who you are and your talents and abilities and where you're going. It doesn't matter what their opinion was. It doesn't really matter. It's what your opinion is of what you can do that matters. Remember, we started off the weekend in the 17 energy, making the impossible possible. The 18 allows us to really step into it. But because it becomes a 9 energy, it's more about releasing, making way for the new starts, the new beginnings. We also have Mercury pretty busy up in the sky. I think it's getting along with Pluto. So if we are deciding to study something or talk about something and seek knowledge through communication, definitely that is going to help us. It's like we get this little tidbit that gives us the edge, or we finally see the truth of the matter where we couldn't see it before, and it would blinded us from the true approach we needed to take. And then Mercury moves into Aries on Sunday morning before we're all up. So we were talking about our dreams and our goals and, wouldn't it be nice? And what would you do if you won $1 million? Kind of thinking. Now Mercury has moved into Aries, and it's like we come alive. We're talking about moving forward, of being the pioneer, of breaking ground, of being the trailblazer, of having the adventure, of having new opportunities, new goals, new drive, new vision. Our words become very impatient. So if somebody's very abrupt with you, it's because Aries is now Mercury's home for a little while, and we are going to be a little bit more abrupt, a little bit more to the point. We want to get moving. We don't want to have a long conversation about, we want to get the information and move with it. I think Venus is also talking to Jupiter. So we're going to be sociable. We're going to be generous. We're going to be smiling a little bit more. We're going to be with this warm, happy, fuzzy kind of energy within us. So it's a good time to date. It's a good time to socialize because people want to get along with each other. So if you have plans to get together with somebody on Sunday, you want to keep it because chances are it's going to be a beautiful experience. Especially a lot of people, a group of people. And it's bringing in the beauty. It's bringing in the love. It's bringing in the beauty. And allowing you to see the beauty where perhaps you weren't seeing beauty before. I think it's next month that Jupiter and Neptune will meet in the sky. I don't know why it popped in my head, but you know me. If it pops in my head, I got to talk about it. Jupiter meets up with, I think it can't be next month. Very soon, at least. We'll meet up with Neptune. And this will only happen one time in our lifetime. So, wow. The gift giver with the dream maker. Talk about a very potent time to move forward. I'm thinking it's next month for some reason, so I'll have to look that up. Maybe we could do a video just on that, and bring in a meditation to just open ourselves up to our dreams and presenting it to the gift giver. So know that that energy is still awaiting us to walk through it, and we get to be the ones to walk through it. Us here now in the present. We won't see it again. Okay, let's get to the cards. Okay, bottom card is, look at that, Temperance. By understanding the balance that needs to be in your life in different areas of your life. Maybe you are that workaholic and you need to work and you need those deadlines day after day, and that motivates you and that drives you and that fills you with happiness. Other people, you're working too much and you need to go home because you're missing your family, you're missing that relaxation period, you're missing the smiles and the laughters around the dinner table. Or it could be something that you want to be more involved in the community or less involved in the community. You want to give more to your family or receive more from. There's balance in every part of our life, our eating, our sleeping, our exercise, our everyday routine. We are going to be wanting to look at the balance in our lives in certain areas in our life. Are we giving enough time to enjoy our friends, enjoy our family, enjoy our loved ones, enjoy new experiences? Are we giving ourselves time to learn something new today, and the next day, and the next day? Are we giving ourselves time to take time for meditation and prayer? Are we giving ourselves time to exercise or eat properly? Are we giving ourselves time to look for that job opportunity that is really going to show off our talents, our abilities? It fills us with passion just to go there. It's like almost you're feeling a little guilty because they're paying you to do it. Are we giving ourselves enough time? Do we have that space? Do we have that balance in our life? Or do we feel like, the boat's rocking at all times and we're just trying to stay afloat? So how do we get ourselves centered? How do we figure out the true recipe for our true balance, our inner balance? Not everybody else's, not what the world's doing, what you want to do. What makes you feel happy, content, safe. Our first card, look at this, the Tower card shows up. My goodness. Well, the Tower card is awakenings. The Tower card usually comes in and takes something out of our life, removes something, and we are in full moon energy, so it's something that comes to an end, a completion. Maybe it's out of our control, maybe it isn't, but it comes in to right us on our path. And it doesn't feel that way. So if you've been avoiding something, and the Tower card has been coming up quite a bit lately, this is a time when the universe, God, divine energy, your spirit guides, brings it in front of you and says, you need to look at this. You need to walk through it. You will survive it, and you will end up being exactly where you need to be in order to embrace that new path going forward. It's not the easiest energy to walk through because we do find that we're sometimes in chaos, in confusion, in that's more than enough. Know that this energy doesn't come in and take anything away from you that you need in order to go forward on your path. It makes it a little easier sometimes to walk the journey knowing that it needed to leave your life, your path, in order for you to go forward in yours, to bring in the success, to bring in the happiness, to bring in the joy. So it's much easier when we decide to take something off the back burner and look at it before somebody else makes us do it, okay? Because that's what this energy is all about. It's about tearing down the walls and rebuilding from the foundation up. Nine of Swords is our next card. Oh, we worry about the stupidest things sometimes, don't we? I mean, sometimes we worry about really important things, but most times we sit there and we worry about what we said in the office and how everybody's going to go home, and they might talk about it and they might think of this and they might put two and two together, and what am I going to say tomorrow, and should I even show up for work tomorrow? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that out loud. And you worry about it, and it's and it eats you alive, and your mind will take you to the worst possible scenario ever. It's like when you Google something, it's going to tell you you're going to die regardless of what you're Googling. So you just don't want to Google things that are important to you. Absolutely. And take it right down, because you'll always find that one sentence in there if you search long enough. And this is where our worries about future happenings come into play. We don't want to make a move. We're scared to take that step. We're unsure of what our tomorrow will be like if we do. And so we start to imagine the worst things, and it's not going to serve any purpose, and chances are it's not even going to manifest like that. So we have to catch ourselves when we start to worry about these little things. If it's not going to matter 5 years from now, it's not going to matter today. And that's really where you have to put your mindset. If you forgot to take out the garbage, oh well. You're not going to remember in 5 years from now that that's where the fight started. Now, if it turns into something where they just refuse to take out the garbage and help, and you're doing it, then, it might matter. So we have to put things in perspective. Is this something that is a reality? Is this something that is really happening? Is this my mind making up different scenarios that are all there to make me fear of stepping outside the box, coloring outside the lines? Hi, Milo. Okay, just for a sec. Okay, yes. Yes, he's my big baby. Yes, he is. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You love coming up here because it's really kind of forbidden, right? Okay, so now you're going to go down. Hi, Dylan. Hi, Dylan. Dylan doesn't want to jump up anymore. Dylan doesn't jump up at all. Milo still feels that he should. Okay, I know you smell 3 dogs on me. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. The Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is smack dab in the middle, telling us that, it's time to really look at ourselves, understand our worth, understand our talents, our abilities, put a pride behind who we are. Know that we've got this. Know that we can do it. Raising the bar on ourselves, almost daring ourselves to reach for more, to broaden our horizons, to take a chance, to take a risk. Now, is this the weekend that we want to do it in? Probably not, but it's definitely a good time to make the commitment to yourself. And sometimes when we do that, we'll go, well, then I need more time to do this. So where do I etch out the time? Well, this is really not a part of my life anymore. Maybe I could drop this and then I could do that. And so we understand where the tripping hazards are on our path in order to step into that commitment. Eight of Cups. Wow, we got the 9 and then 2 8s in a row. We have the 8 energy, and the 9 energy is our weekend energy. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups says, yeah, you'll also have to walk away from things you love. If you really want to go forward on that adventure, step into that opportunity. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's a new environment. Maybe it's just a new way of living. I mean, if you've always gone to the bar on Friday with the rest of the guys from work, or the rest of the girls from work, or the rest of the people from work, and Friday afternoon after work, everybody meets at this one bar and we all have a drink or two before we go and everything, and you decide you're not going to drink anymore, it's a little bit of a fear because, well, should I show up? Will they, kind of mock me because I'm sitting there and I'm drinking a pop or a soda instead of having a drink with them? Or they're going to say things about me and I'm not really part of the group anymore because I sit there and... If I take that promotion, I have to leave my work friends because I'm moving from the 3rd floor to the 5th floor and I won't see them anymore. And I look forward to seeing them and hearing their stories of their weekends and their nights and what's happening in their lives and their families. And they support me and they love me. And so you start to think of the things that you have to give up that you really don't want to give up because they are things in your life that you are loving. But in order to move forward, you must. And this is where we can make some strong decisions on moving forward and saying, I know that's great in my life, but in order for me to really walk into my happiness, into my celebration of opportunity or adventure or a relationship or whatever it is for you, you might have to leave something behind that you feel comfortable with, that makes you feel good. And that's a really hard step to do. And so that might be where the worry actually does come in. We worry about how it's going to play out. It's the unknown. We're supposed to worry about that. That's how we're wired. It keeps us safe. And look at that. The moon comes out. Wow. The 18 energy. It's about feeling the balance within, about letting your inner expression out. It's about feeling the freedom, feeling the liberation, creating that path for yourself, knowing that you can step forward, knowing that you've asked for it, and now you just need to do the work of walking towards it because it's there. Of course, it's already there. It's waiting for you. But in its own divine timing, it will show up for you. So you need to do your part. It's about getting in touch with your intuition, that aha moment, that epiphany that you have through a simple thought or overhearing some words, or you just knew you had to talk to this person. And wow, what a wealth of information you got back from it. It's those little tiny things that makes us who we are. It's our talents and abilities and loving ourselves. And turning that love and emotion, yes, on ourselves before anybody else. And allowing yourself the freedom. Yeah, allowing yourself to maybe take 5 minutes out of your day for you. Or doing something that you really enjoy doing. You really want it to be a part of your life. Maybe it has no gain whatsoever except to put a smile on your face. That's a goal worth working towards. Because it brings in that happiness, that balance, that peace of mind. Okay, our mantra for this weekend is the dolphin. Don't worry, be happy. Anybody hearing that song? Don't worry, be happy. Okay. Dolphin appears. Look at that. There's rainbows in the sky all over the place in those bubbles there. Oh, what am I on here? Dolphin. I had dolphin there, or at least I thought I did. Where'd it go? Now I've got a dragon. There we are. Don't worry, be happy. So dolphin has the spiritual ability to uplift your spirits with its friendly, playful nature. Escape the stress of life by being more relaxed, doing more of what you enjoy. Pursue your creative passions. Use your energy in a more productive way. Try not to worry about issues that you have no control over. Oh my gosh, we've said all of this already. This worrying can become a habit. So take a relaxed and laid back attitude and you can conquer your stress and become a more calm and confident person walking forward towards your success. The mantra is, I love to be playful and let go of worry. So I love to be playful. I let go of worry. It is what it is. It'll all work out. Something, if you live with me, you hear a lot. Don't worry, it'll all work out. Even, for my mom's funeral, the lady was taking all the information. She says a certain flower for the flowers for the casket. And I said, oh, tulips, because she was from Holland. And every time I see somebody from Holland or the Netherlands especially, you probably know there was a big family anyways. But she loved the tulips. No. We allowed it once. Now go on. Go. You got to wait for me. Go on. Go. Go. And of course, there was no tulips to be found. and all the greenhouses and everything said nobody's growing tulips. Nobody wants tulips this time of year. Nobody has tulips. And we heard this over and over. And then they would phone me and say, we're having a hard time finding tulips. And I said, oh, don't worry, they'll show up. I know they will. They're somewhere. They're on their way. And I think the very first morning of the showing or something, they were like, I can't believe it. We found tulips. And I said, yeah, it'll all work out. So stop stressing about it. Stop worrying about it. They're asking me a different flower. I said, no, there's no other flower. It's a tulip. Okay, don't worry. The tulips will be there. I don't know how they're going to show up, but they're going to show up. So stop stressing about it. I'm not stressing about it. I know there'll be tulips. And then because the tulips showed up, it was kind of like a miracle to everybody. Everybody just like, that's impossible. And so we all took a tulip and placed it into the grave. The grandchildren and the children and the people who just loved her. But, So it'll all work out. So stop worrying about all the details, okay? There's times when we have to worry about the details. This is not one of those times, okay? Even if we try really hard, we're not really going to be very, very successful with it. So don't sweat the details. Don't sweat the small stuff right now. Keep your eye still on the big picture, okay? It's big picture energy. Okay, let's see what our animals have to say. And today we get, look at this, the horse. My goodness, I've never seen a card pop up. When I first got the deck, the mouse would always show up. The first 3 or 4 weeks, it was like every other day it was the mouse. I was like, I want to learn this deck, and all I'm learning about is the mouse. But lately, since the beginning of the year, would you say? Maybe beginning of February at the latest, the horse started showing up, talking about freedom, talking about feeling the freedom. And this whole reading has been in some way about feeling the freedom, liberating ourselves, allowing ourselves to walk towards the freedoms through self-expression, through talents and abilities, through growing our horizons or broadening our horizons in some way to enhance our experiences. Yeah, wrong book. We'll go to the horse. And we have freedom, transformation, free spirit, move, and courage. And we had the 8 energy for the courage, did we not? The secret of happiness is freedom, and the secret of freedom is courage. Horse has a powerful message to share with you in regards of your time of transformation. Sometimes it's easier just to sit in your fuzzy PJs and hope that life will change, and yet we continue to allow ourselves to be shackled away from the true spirit of our soul. Horse tells you it's time to dream big. It may be time to make changes within your current relationships, whether romantic or platonic. It could be that you feel stifled by your current career choices. Freedom doesn't mean you give up your entire life. Instead, you need to allow yourself to disconnect from the anchors tied around you. It takes courage, but the end result will be positive. Spend time in nature. Take in the feeling of the wind in your hair. Breathe in nature's goodness and just be. Just a few moments of solitude each day can allow your soul to reboot and clear itself from life's toxicities, freeing it in order to see the proper path. Horse could also mean that it's time for you to move home to the country, but at least get outside if you can. Take a couple deep breaths of fresh air. Get near a stream or a pond or an ocean or a river or a lake or a forest or a park and if you can't do that, then get a Google video that just takes you to a waterfalls or something relaxing, something serene, something to tap you in with nature. If it's turning into spring around your place like it is around my place, if it's not too cold out, crack the window and listen to the birds starting to sing to each other and telling each other that they have arrived for the summertime. It's all about this weekend is all about understanding that you can make the impossible possible. And maybe it's through taking a course or learning something to broaden your horizon, to enhance your future. Maybe it is about solving a mystery or uncovering a secret or getting that one up, or that you finally see the truth of the matter, or you got the cutting edge because you got the information that nobody else has. It's a very powerful time to look deeply within a certain subject in a certain area of our life and gain a true understanding of how we can move forward, of how we can liberate ourselves, of how we can bring in a balance of a liberation of freedom into our world and our path forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.